everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So this is going to be my first of my Better Call Saul reviews. We only got 5 more episodes left, and obviously I've been keeping like tabs on this show throughout the last like however many years. I watched the first like 2 or 3, oh no, I think I watched the first 3 seasons. I didn't watch season 4, but then I tuned in later on for season 5 for a little bit. I know I had to catch up on some stuff going into season 6, but then yeah, I caught up like a week or 2 ago on all of it, and now we only have like, I guess technically after tonight, we have 5 more episodes left. So yeah, here's my full spoiler review of the episode. I guess if I were to give a non-spoiler review at all for this episode, it was definitely a really great episode, and there was a lot of anticipation for this one. And it's kind of funny because I kept thinking, the mid-season finale was, obviously it ended in a really shocking way, but I kept thinking like there was no way that you could top that right away. But I would say they did a really great job with this episode. It was actually really great and sort of in the spirit of what they were going with there. And I really like the character decisions. I really like how, it stayed true to all the characters. The overall plot of the episode, with just sort of where it ends in general. I'm really curious to see where they're actually going to be going here, for episode, I guess, 9. And so, yeah, obviously, I'm sure if you've been watching Better Call Saul up until this point, you're going to probably watch it now, right? You're going to finish the last couple of episodes. If you haven't watched the show yet, definitely go and do so. So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Better Call Saul videos like this. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to be doing my reviews and stuff for the remainder of the season here. I will be doing like any sort of news breakdowns, trailer breakdowns, or anything that does come out, if anything does come out for the show, for each episode, sort of going throughout the next, like, obviously however many weeks. The show actually wraps up on August 15th, which is really perfect because on August 15th, we're going to be getting Tales of the Walking Dead, which is premiering that night. I actually think it's going to be 2 episodes premiering. Actually, it's the night before, August 14th. So it pretty much wraps up. As soon as Better Call Saul ends, we go into Tales of the Walking Dead. Once Tales of the Walking Dead ends, it goes straight into The Walking Dead final 8 episodes. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's actually jump into the review here. And again, this will contain spoilers for tonight's episode of Better Call Saul, so I hope you guys are all aware of that. Obviously, this one was really going to focus a lot on Lalo killing Howard, the aftermath of that. And I was really curious on, like, what they were going to do there, because, my predictions going into the episode, I figured it was going to be set pretty much right away. Just because of, what happened, you have to kind of get into it right away. Like, to jump forward a week or 2, I would be like, wait, what? What the hell happened here? Or if they jump forward a day or whatever, it would have made no sense. But I really liked the cold open to this episode. I thought it was brilliantly done. I think that's the one thing that I actually added that in here as well. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail with a specific scene that actually happened in the episode. But I just really like the camera work and the just overall artistic direction of the show. It's always so clever. It's new. Like most TV shows or movies do the same old thing, but with Better Call Saul, even with Breaking Bad, there's always something different to it. There's something that's unique. There's something where it really makes you feel like you're watching something special. Lalo was super awesome in that scene. It really felt like he was actually terrifying. Like you really felt that fear. Again, there's a lot of theories right now that Kim might die at some point this season, and I'm really wondering, and I don't know what's going to happen with her. And so I just kept thinking, like, they might go down that road with that character, especially when Lalo was, like, trying to get Saul to go over there and kill that guy, and then he was like, no, just get her to do it. And it's kind of cool, because looking back at it now, he was totally betting on the fact that he would do that, right, and make him go. But still, like, I kept thinking, like, okay, well, obviously you're doing that to get Lalo and Saul or Jimmy, whatever, together in a room to get some really entertaining scene. There's going to be some dialogue set or something. Kim's going to go over there and do something. Like, I was really wondering where the hell they were going to go, because I thought that maybe she would die. And I'll just say that, I think if Kim were to die, I would be a lot more shocked than with Lalo, just because I've always sort of thought that he was going to die anyways. But I still like what they did here, obviously, because just the 2 characters I think that really stole the overall story here, I would say, is Lalo, and then of course Mike, just because he's always great. Honestly, he's always great. Just having him here, it's just awesome. But obviously they're shocked because Howard just died, and now Kim's going out to go and kill this person, and Saul's freaking out. Lalo actually leaves pretty much right away, and that, that scares Saul, obviously, and he's tied up. He's trying to get out of this situation. He falls over right in front of Howard's dead body, which was just like, again, this is what I really like about the show. I really like the artistic choices here for just the direction, the camera work. Like, the camera was on the chair and he like pushed the chair up to Jimmy, and the camera just like, you know, because obviously it was hooked up to the chair. So you felt that motion, like it actually went with the chair. Like, it was just little tiny things like that. There was an above view on him as well when he was trying to escape that I really, really liked. There was even the audio in this scene, actually, because the TV was super loud, and it was almost like they increased the volume a little bit too much, where it was a little bit distorted coming through just the, I guess, general TV speakers of that we have. And it was like intentional because it kind of felt deafening. Like you were never going to be able to hear Saul yelling, right? And then we get to the next part of the episode where I really thought, like, honestly, I wasn't expecting how much we got. Like, I kind of thought that it was going to end around this point here, or not end like right here, but just end in this house. And I didn't think it was going to go further than this. I didn't think we're going to have Mike going back to Saul and, you know, like all that. But we see Kim going to the house, and I was like, what the hell's going to go on here? Is she actually going to kill this person? Like, I was expecting something to happen where she would find something and then she would leave to go and try and save Saul. But like, nope, not at all. And Mike actually saves the day. And then it's revealed, obviously, that Lalo was expecting all of this stuff here. And then that's what I really liked about it, actually. And it's sort of a theme, I guess, just overall with this show, which is like, everyone is just suspicious of everyone. And these characters are just like really smart. Like, that's the one thing that I really like about the writing overall with Better Call Saul, is that the characters are really smart and will really like analyze each situation that they're in and try to find an answer, right? Whereas I feel like with other shows or movies and stuff, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think this show prioritizes characters and character development and what those characters would do in certain situations. Like, if you put Gus in a room and, you know, he was worried about these circumstances, what would he be doing? Well, he'd be analyzing everything, right? Whereas I think some other TV shows or movies will ignore character stuff, character development, and really just want to get to a certain plot and storyline. And so it kind of dumbs characters down sometimes. It makes characters look really stupid because they never thought of this, or this thing was very convenient. This show doesn't really do that at all. You know, like, it really puts its characters first. And I think, you know, with Gus and Lalo, you could really see that here in this episode, because Gus grows suspicious of Lalo just letting Kim, you know, head on over, and like, Saul was able to completely convince him, you know, to let her go. And this eventually leads to a showdown later on with Lalo. And yeah, he finds his underground lab. He's recording him, this and that. And obviously we knew what was going to happen with Gus. And so it just kind of, it felt like at this point, like, I heard some stuff going into the episode that it was going to be a big episode. And I kept thinking like, well, is Kim going to die? And at this point I felt like, well, maybe she's a little bit more safe because she's still stuck in that room. But it depends, right? It depends on like where they're going to go next. You know, there was still like 10-15 minutes left of the episode, so I was wondering where the hell they're going to go. But then Lalo just dies, and I really liked the way it was done, because it was, I mean, I caught on to it right away once Gus was like going into that speech there, and then you saw that switch or whatever right by his foot, and he kept going back and forth. So I knew he saw it, so he was like, I'm going to step on this thing, cut the power, and run over here, because I'm assuming he knew there was a gun there, right? And so, yeah, I mean, Lalo is dead just like that, and it was Gus that did it. He's finally dead, and yeah, you know, I thought the scene was really incredible, and I really love that quote, actually, in the scene here, where he was like, you know, Hector will know that I killed every last one of you, just because, like, obviously we know what happens to him, right? But yeah, I think just overall, it was kind of shocking, but also I kind of expected Lalo to die. I was wondering if it would be Kim. I kind of, again, we still have 5 more episodes left. I'm still wondering what's going to happen with her. I'm assuming she's likely going to die, which would suck. But then again, you know, I've been seeing some interviews with some of the cast, and, you know, like they say, obviously we know where the show is leading up to, right? Like we all know that as fans. We watched the previous show, so like, it's not going to be that shocking. But there's going to be a lot of things that are different. Like, there's, you know, our understanding of the events of Saul Goodman and whatnot are definitely going to be very different. And so I'm interested in that, you know, like, maybe Kim doesn't actually die, and maybe there's a lot more context that maybe will even change the meaning of certain things, you know, certain things that happen in Breaking Bad. Like, maybe they'll actually do that. But still, you know, this definitely does feel like the end of an arc, an end of a a few seasons long arc. You know, he's gone now, and now it's just sort of where do you go next? And I imagine the next episode's really going to focus on that. We see Mike obviously burying the bodies, and it was just really incredible. Just the visuals of everything. I just really like the scene of Mike telling Saul and Kim what to do. You know, you're gonna have a very good day, you're gonna live normally, this and that. And like, oh man, I really love this show. Honestly, this is just, it's such a great show. I'm sad that it's ending, but I mean, this is a really great spinoff. Like, this is how you do a spinoff. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. What did you think of tonight's episode and the big shocking death of this episode? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.